Okay, guys. Anyway, last class we discussed about plant layout. So, if you want to start your plant or a factory in one specified location, what kind of factors you need to be considered? Establishment of plant by the first time. Establishment already the plant was established. Now they want to develop. The plant was already established and they were well developed. Now they want to go for the international level. What kind of element they need to be considered? Now these are the points we had a discussion in the earlier classes. Now this class I would like to continue and to talk on that types of plant layout. After completion of these four important types of layout, then we can see that same presentation in video format. The presentation which was given by an IIT professor IIT professor Rourkela. Okay, first we'll talk about that how many types of plant layouts we have. Earlier also we have seen a definition. In that definition also the author was mentioned. These are the four important types of layouts are available throughout the world, and they can choose according to the product, nature of the organization, the type of product. Relatively they are going to choose what kind of layout is suitable for their company. Now here total we have four types of layout which is going to be called as fixed position layout, product layout, process or which is also called as functional layout, and the last one is combination layout. These are the four important methods we have. Now we'll see the first one, fixed position layout. What is this fixed position layout and what is the motive of to use about the fixed position layout? As we have seen that in the name itself they have mentioned very clearly, fixed position layout. Now we are transforming, we are sending all the resources for to make sure to build a product, to design a product. Now once the product was designed, manufactured, we cannot able to move by those products, because the products by nature which is going to be very large, or it may be so delicate one, or the object it has to be placed in the particular location so that only the product can be used by other people. We are transforming labor, employees, machinery. If at all required any kind of sub-materials also we are providing for to manufacturing or designing of these products. Nowadays, these kind of fixed position layout which is going to be indicating that the development of the country. Even governments also they are spending lakhs and crores of rupees for development of this fixed position layout, because by showing this kind of fixed position layout the governments are earning money. Example you can see like national highways. While you are travel on road in national highways, you would have come across many toll plaza. So in the toll plaza, what will happen after 50 kilometers or after 100 kilometers, we'll have a toll plaza and they will charge from us 50 rupees and 60 rupees. Why they are charging from us? Because of they have constructed the beautiful roads for us, which is going to be simply called as road tax. Indirectly, they are collecting from us. Now, how they are constructing the road? Again, they are having the material, they are spending it and they are constructing the road. After construction of the road, if people are not paying money, will the company able to take it back the roads, national highways? No, which is not possible. So the roads are we can able to call it as a fixed position layout. Here, once you manufacture the product cannot be moved from one place to another place, because which is going to be very larger one. 2000 kilometers, 3000 kilometers we are having the road in different national highways 17, 25, 45, something we are having. So we cannot able to move it. Here, I have given an example like a bridge. Now, government also they are constructing n number of bridges for under the development of the country. Irrigation department also they may require the dams, bridges, or sometimes existing bridges or dams are should be required renovation, or it should be required some sort of developments. So by the time we cannot able to take it back the bridge and do the repair, and after that we cannot able to place it. We have to go to the bridge, we have to go to the dam with our all the instruments. Now in this PPT you can find out that we are having a warehouses, and the green color we are having what is that? Just a minute. Yeah, subcontractors, and here we can see the employees, and here we can see that earth movers. So all these people are moving towards the bridge or by the dam for construction or by the renovation, because the bridges are looking too large. It cannot be moved. So this kind of layout, which is going to be very popularly called as a fixed position layout. And the second one, which is going to be called as product layout. So what is the use of this product layout? Why this product layout is so important for us to study? Because these type of product layout, the product only move from one department to another department. The product only will pass from one unit to another unit, or from a group of workers to another group of workers. Now, what workers will do? So workers, they were allotted some sort of time. Within the time, they are supposed to do their functionality. They need to perform the assigned duty. If it is delayed, ultimately the whole manufacturing time is going to be exceeded. So when the people are before allotting the time for the each and every department, by the time itself they would have calculated with the help of stopwatches, and this is the time we have been allotted for this particular people or particular section of the workers. So if you are completing by the on time, so that whatever I have given the promise to the delivery to the users, I can deliver by the on time. In what ways the companies are giving assurance to us? I need this kind of new design car, new design bike. They will say like, sir, exactly we can deliver by the April 14th. So how do you say like April 14th? Because already they have been calculated. If you are taking that any kind of order, how many hours we are going to be spent for the manufacturing of the product, how many people they are supposed to be involved. They would have calculated all these things, and based on that, whenever you have given the order, immediately they are giving that deadline. Even nowadays you are seeing Flipkart, Amazon also. The moment you booked your product, they will tell you like a exact date when the product will be delivered. Okay, in the product layout also, the machines, the employees, everybody were ready with the department. Now, I was highlighted here in red color, located according to the processing sequence of the product. Once the product was started from A, then next sequentially immediately it was arranged that B, and next C, D, E, etc. So every place we can able to find out some sort of value addition. Some sort of inputs were added. Now, with the help of these value addition or these inputs, the next process which is going to be very easy for the next people, the employees who is going to be doing this work. After some time, we can show that a video also. There is a one threading mill type. So on threading mill type, on the top of that we'll have a car. Now that is going to be passed from one person to another person. While the car was moving slowly from one person or one particular employee to another employee, before that time you need to finish all your works. For example, they have assigned for you a duty of to fixing up the tires. So accordingly that you need to finish your work. So the product only move from one to another. Now here you can able to find out an example. Product oriented layout. So in the product oriented layout, you can able to see first car, just which is having by 2 wheels, 1 choice and the gear rod. So this was completed in one particular section. So once they complete this, and they will pass to the next department. So in the next department, again they have added a little bit of body, and then which was moved to the third department or third criteria or whatever you can say. Now again they have been added this white color doom and back Stephanie, I think so, something else they have been added. And then next this was moved to the next department. Now here what happened, again the full body we can able to find out. It is look like a 95% the body was done. Then next department. Now here we can able to find out by the finished car. Now by seeing this picture, you can able to understand initially only the wheels are available, and every step, every process, they are adding some sort of value addition, some sort of work in progress we can able to see while manufacturing of the car. For this, they have been fixed. These many employees are required to complete by the particular task. And these kind of inputs we need to be added up. And this kind of work only you will do, and you need not do any other kind of work. And this is the work we have assigned for you. Automatically, the employee or the worker is going to be specialized in the particular task. I don't know how many of you seen that Formula 1 car racing. So in the Formula 1 car racing, when car racing was going on, suddenly the car driver will suspect so some sort of repair in my car. So immediately he will go to the left side. So the people are ready. Whenever you have any doubt like wheel fitting or anything else, the moment you are taking left, immediately within fraction of seconds, you cannot able to believe, within 20 seconds they will change the 4 wheels. Within 20 seconds they will change 4 wheels, and as well as any minor repairs they will do it by immediately. So all the 14 employees or 15 employees, whoever are there, within 20 seconds spontaneously they will be work for finishing of the task, because the time is very, very crucial while you are involving in the racing. So here also you are in market racing of selling of your products. So all machineries and all tools we are just transferring here for manufacturing of the products. So I don't want to spend much more time on this advantages, because by reading this you can able to understand. So the first advantage by following this product type of layout is, so which we have arranged all the machines in a sequential way. So the flow is moving on. So there is no need to say like, hey, next is your work, you have to do like this. There is no need to inform. The product, when it is come to you, and you need to automatically do your works. And also we are having a multiple people, so everybody will be taking that less quantity of material, so that inventory wastage also will be very less chances in the product layout. Time is less, so we are allotted each and every department with constantal timing, that may be a 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and slowly the car will be moving, and based on that you need to do all your inputs. So time bound you are supposed to be work. Second one, a specified production. So already we have assigned that we are manufacturing only by the four wheelers, like Toyota company was saying, like we are manufacturing only four wheelers. So all our employees are, they have assigned what kind of work they're supposed to do. Automatically they are skilled one, and they know that the specification of the particular car, or what model of car was that, what model of engine was that. So they will be well control about the planning system. And the fifth one, less space occupied, because the entire process we are splitting into the different parts, so that there is no need any kind of crowd or clumsy on that. So we are optimally using by the entire space at the workstation. It may be permanently or by the temporarily also. Reduce material handling cost, because everybody is countable. Two members group or three members group or one member is performing the entire task, so they are whole and sole responsible. So management also will be feeling happy, because they can easily to identify who are all skilled employees, semi-skilled or unskilled, who is going to be required training. By individually monitoring of their performances also, they will be easy to understand the each and every employee performance. Next, unskilled workers can learn. So if you are an unskilled worker, while you are working in a group, three members group or two members group, and the rest of two members will guide you how to do the work and what is role of your work, so that unskilled employee also will become a skilled one. There are chances are there. But at the same time, second side of the coin, limitations of the product layout. A breakdown of one mission. So I already told you, once you are giving your inputs in your department or in your section, and next only that will move to the next section. If you are unable to give, or if you are in your section the machinery was not working properly, then the product cannot be moved to the other units or by the other employees. So automatically the entire production process is going to be shut down. So while you are implementing this kind of product layout, you need to think about all these things. Second one, if in case any chance of you are going to change your product design. So I'm going to change the car design or the model. So if you done any kind of changes, accordingly you need to change your machineries. So simultaneously we have to change everything, and sometimes the order also we are going to be shuffled. That is a huge task for the management. For that they need to spend again a week of time to change the machineries, replacement of new machinery, and etc. things. Third one, high investment is going to be required. If you are changing your product design, but at the same time you are going to require the machinery. Machinery will not available for 20,000 or 30,000, which is going to be containing lakhs of rupees. So management also should ready, or sometimes they may think like, so why should we take the initiative? Let's we wait for some time. If other competitors are having more profits in the market, or if they are doing any kind of designs, and slowly we can also change. Until that, we'll start to earn our nominal profits. Because if you are taking the lead, you need to invest more money. So you can wait for some time. If you are getting the losses, then immediately you need to do your innovation or redesigning of your machinery. Last one, lack of flexibility. So in the product design, the problem is everything was designed. Now, if you want to change the entire designing process, which is going to be involving huge investment, time taking, and there is a unnecessary expenditure also you need to spend for ancillary aspects. So we need to be observed very clearly. If there is no flexibility of your designs, then which is going to be really good. But the problem is, if you are not flexible with your designs, then you will be out from the business world. Now we have seen certain vehicles like ambassador car. They will take very less time for, or less rate of importance for the changes of the car. So many models are entering into the market, but they resist to change. Ultimately, the car was out from the market. So these things also will be having naturally. And the next one is process layout. So in the process layout, what we are doing is like we are having different batches of production. Now we are recommending that in a batch type of production, every batch or every machinery we have grouped. Now according to that, the multiple tasks can be performed by the specified machinery. For example, I have given here lathe machine, milling machine. So you can find out the next slide also. So the blue color one is a lathe machine and this is a milling machine. So what this lathe machine will do, like any kind of sharpening, cutting of any heavy products also can be done by the process layout. Whereas in the milling also, a small kind of holes or bigger holes or any kind of stitching can be performed by the process type of layout. So while you are grouping the product, or similar kind of operations are you need to be performed. So same product which can be performed, or the existing machine can be performed more than two kind of activities. So that instead of buying 50 machines, you can buy only 25 machines, because each machine will be performed more than two kinds of tasks. Now, example, you can see this ID card. So ID card is for the sake of identity of you, and the back side again we are going to have by the barcode. So when you go for the library, there is no need to give about all your details to enter. By scanning this barcode, all your details will be entering. So what I would like to tell you is, one machine simultaneously will be performed by more than two kinds of activities. That also best advantage profit for the companies. So this is together of three things. You just ignore the last one. Now process layout, product kind of layout, and fixed position layout. So this is for your reference sake only, not so important one. Now process layout, relatively again we are having the advantages, so I'm not spending much more time on this. You can read and you can understand the same thing. So in the process layout, we are going to have by the few machines, and these few machines which is going to be performing by the more than two different kinds of activities, which is really helpful for us. Whereas in the process kind of layout, what will happen, if you are learning to operate by the one machine, then ultimately indirectly you can able to do that more than two kind of activities, which is just like a dual specialization. You are specialized in two kinds of activities by at a time. And one more advantage also, because of by following you the process kind of layout, you will be getting an advantages of investment comparatively to spend two machines, 50,000, 50,000. Instead of that, you are buying a one machine by spending 60,000. So you can able to save the 40,000. And this 60,000 machinery will be performed by both the machine tasks. So that is also one advantage by following by the process type of layout. And moreover, while you are having by the less machineries in the workstation means you can able to use by the less space, and rest of the space you can use for the godown purpose or warehouse or any other thing also you can able to think and do it by the better way. Next, limitations. So the limitations also one of the major thing we can able to see, like I already told you, one missionary is performing more than two kinds of functionalities or activities. If the one missionary was breakdown, that means ultimately two different activities or more than two different activities are going to be stopped. When compared to product layout, one missionary, one functionality that can be replaced. Here also one machinery, two functionalities. So loss will be very, very high when there is a damage of process layout machineries. Second thing also like a material handling cost. So from their specified employee, we can able to monitor. And here two operations, two different kinds of activities. So people, they may say like, this is not my mistake. That is his mistake only. Because of that only it was happened. There is a chance of people will escape even if they done anything wrong. Or sometimes what will happen intentionally, or there is some sort of ego clash or misunderstanding between the employees. There is a scope of to prolong by the production process. So that is also we need to be monitored with the help of motion picture cameras. We need to monitor that each and every employee, how they are working and what kind of contribution they are giving to us. We need to be monitoring it very clearly. Next one is lower productivity due to number of setups. So one missionary is performing more than two different kinds of activities, so that time will take more for manufacturing of the product, because we need to just manually to transfer the product from one machinery to machinery, one machinery activity A to activity B, then another machinery activity C to activity D. Sometimes which is going to be required manual help, or sometimes we are going to require additional machinery support to transfer the product. Many things can be seen in the as a limitation of the process layout. And the next one is, this is not a new one, combination layout. So in the name itself they mention, at the time the company is managing two different kinds of layout. So I was thinking that I want to get the advantages of product layout. I want to get the advantages in process layout together. So combination layout is a combination of both product and process layout. Some companies are in India, they would like to show interest to follow by both product type of and process type of layout. Of course, we are having disadvantage in every way, but here the important thing is qualitative product and on-time to delivery. So in the on-time delivery or manufacturing of the product, even the price was a little bit high, we are explained to all the buyers based on the futuristic, based on the importance of the good. Relatively, they will also come forward to spend much more amount to buy this product. So by following this combination layout, what will happen? So same product you can able to manufacturing in a different ways. Now you can able to find out the next slide, you can understand. So here you can able to find out Coke tin bottle. You can find out here Coke tin bottle, PET bottle, now 600 ml, and this is look like 1.2, and this is look like 2.5. Now here what will happen, while the company is manufacturing only by the tin, now by the time one kind of machinery was completely set up, because same machinery will not be set for all the 5 products, because the design is going to be different, the quantity is going to be different, and the design the prices are going to be different. So accordingly that they will be manufacturing, accordingly that they will design their layout. So being a combination layout, we have to be very clearly think. Now all tin bottles are to be one particular batch, one particular group. Now tin bottle relatively we need to set up the machinery. 2.5 liters relatively we need to set up the machinery, and set up the machinery and the process also to be different. 1.2 liter Coke, 2.5 liter Coke. While you are manufacturing, the products are different, machineries are different, the process is going to be different. So certain companies are, according to the based on the product, they are maintaining by combination of the product type of layout and as well as by the process type of layouts. So we need to see which is going to be required for us, and they will follow. But mostly what companies will do, like they will follow all these 5 types, and they will see which is having the highest rate of demand, and relatively they will be spend more. I hope this tin bottle is available in the market for 40 rupees, and this is containing like a 350 ml tin bottle. Whereas this one, 600 ml, which is available in the market for 38 rupees and 40 rupees also. So being a user, what I will think like, this is 350 ml, this is 600 ml. So 50% I'm getting extra by buying this one. Being a college student like you, when you go for the canteen, you want to project your stylish way of drinking or something else, or every time I'm taking this only, this time I would like to go for the different one. So according to your taste and preferences, you are going to be choose by which is going to be suitable for you. Even if the relatives come to our house, people will think economy and as well as by the richness of style. So they may give by the tin bottle to everyone, or else they will take a paper cup and they will buy this 2.5, 2 or 3 bottles, and they will serve for the relatives. So which is going to be completely depends on you, your wish of buying. And the next one is group technology. So before I would like to talk to discuss about the group technology. So there is a presentation, the presentation which was given by an IIT professor, and he wants to talk on what are the different types of layouts available. Now we'll see what are the points I'm not covered and what he's going to be covered in this video.
Hello, I welcome you all in this presentation related with the subject principles of industrial engineering. And we are talking about the plant layouts. The plant layout is about the way by which the machines facilities are arranged in an organization, in a plant, so that there is very smooth flow of the resources for producing the goods and the services, so that it can be done at lowest possible cost with the highest output and minimum wastage of the resources. There are various ways to arrange the facilities in a plant to realize this objective, and that particularly depends upon the kind of the marketing strategy of the company, which means whether it will be going for a specialized very few units and very high volumes, or it will be going for wide variety of the products, manufacturing of wide variety of the products, and their marketing in limited quantity. So, depending upon the kind of the volumes which are to be produced, suitable manufacturing strategy has to be adopted, and accordingly the production facility is to be developed. If we see the different types of the layouts, there are 5 types of the layouts which will help us to satisfy the requirement of producing the things at minimum possible cost and maximum utilization of the resources. That depends upon the number of units to be produced to a great extent, and the different types of the layouts include like the process layout, about which I have talked in the previous presentation. We'll be talking about the product layout, and then combination layout, the fixed layout, and the group layout. This is also called cellular layout. Cellular layout. So, we'll be talking about these product layout, combination layout, maybe the fixed layout as per the availability of the time. Now, we'll see in product layout, this kind of the layout is good when we can afford the volume or the number of units to be produced are such high in number that it is possible to go for continuous production. Then we choose the product layout. In this case, we may go for very limited variety of the products, because for each product there will be one separate product line. There is a product line for each product. So, since each product line requires number of the specialized machines, so it would not be appropriate to go for many products. So, we go for the limited products, otherwise it will require heavy investments. In any case, there is a separate product line for each product. That is why primarily we go for the limited variety, and continuous production is a typical feature of this kind of the layout, and when very high volumes are to be produced. This kind of the arrangement means, in this arrangement basically the machines or the facilities which are to be used for production purpose, they are arranged in the sequence of processing of job. Like the facilities will be arranged in the order in which they are to be used. So, basically the facilities are arranged in the order of their use during the production. So, let us say once we get the cast component, first of all say it is forged. After forging it is turned. After turning it is milled. Milling is performed. After milling, drilling is performed. Then after drilling, grinding is performed. After grinding, inspection is done, and after inspection, all painting is done and then dispatching. So, for this kind of product, all facilities like the input material in form of casting will be forged. So, first we will have forging machine, then lathe machine, then milling machine, then drilling machine, then grinding machine, then set up for the inspection, painting and dispatching. So, all the things will be arranged in a particular sequence, so that there is a continuous and almost linear flow of the material from the beginning to the end. So, what is the advantage? That there is identified smooth, almost linear flow of the material in course of production. So, advantage of this is that we can implement the mechanized material handling system. Since the movement is continuous, so there is a very minimum time for completion of production. So, minimum time for production of the product. It requires very minimum in process inventory and very minimum congestion, and therefore it offers very effective use of like space, effective use of the machines, effective use of the manpower. All those will be working continuously for a smooth flow. So, uh, minimum time for production means minimum throughput time, minimum congestion, minimum inventory. So, all these are various very useful things. Here, very balanced line of production, which means all machines and manpower is fully engaged for continuous work, that in turn will be helping to increase the effective utilization and increase the output from the facility. So, these are some of the features. The disadvantage side, if there is say failure of one machine in the product line takes place, then whole production is stopped. So, failure of even a single machine is very critical. It will lead to the breakdown of one machine will stop or halt the production process as a whole. Now, if there is a change of design of product, then it cannot be accommodated in this kind of the arrangement, because change in design means change in the sequence of operations to be done, and change in sequence of operation to be done means machines need to be relocated. So, again we need the modification of the layout, which means this kind of the arrangement or plant layout is rigid, it is not flexible, especially with regard to the change in the design, change in the production rate. All those things cannot be done. Production rate is also fixed. So, although here production rate is controlled by the bottleneck machine, out of all those stations, the station having the minimum capacity, that will be dictating the production rate. Say it can produce 24 units, it can produce 30 units, it can produce say just 20 units, here 25 units, here 30 units. So the maximum production rate which is possible through this kind of the facility, this kind of the product line is 20 only. This will be dictating the maximum production rate which can be realized, and this will be the bottleneck station here, because others can do more but they will not be able to do, because here otherwise it will held up, it will be holding up the production at this stage. So this will be governing the rate of production. Additionally, this requires very high and specialized machines. So in general, investment which is needed for this layout is very high, and that is why the product layout is justified only for very high volume and continuous production mode. If the volumes are limited and the production mode is not really continuous, then we need to then this kind of the layout is not justified. But what we see nowadays, like uh, people are looking for variety. Designs do not sustain, they do not the design of a particular product in the market will not sustain more than 1 or 2 years. So the market is very dynamic, market is very dynamic, the change is dominating. So if you have one product of particular design, in 1 or 2 years it will get modified, it will be updated, it will be upgraded because of the changing demands for newer designs. And therefore the companies or the plants, they are now working primarily on the intermediate kind of the arrangement, where they can produce the variety as well as the medium volumes, so that they can deal with the variety as well as the middle size the production requirement. Since what we have seen earlier, like batch production deals with the variety but very limited volumes. So batch productions may not be able to justify this kind of, may not be able to satisfy this kind of the demand. While in case of the product layout, we need very high volumes and very limited variety, just opposite. So limited volume batch production for variety of the products, while in case of the product layout, what we have, we the product layout is justified when very limited variety and very high volumes. So these two are just of the opposite kind. So to deal with the requirement of the medium volumes and the wide variety requirements, the organizations are trying to come up with the plant layout which will have the features of both the process and the product layout. And that is why one layout that is called a combination layout, this kind of the layout is also developed. This type of layout is like, say, I'll give very simple example, like a company is manufacturing gears. We know that there are different types of the gears, like spur gear, helical gear, herringbone gear, so many types of the gears. And these gears also vary in terms of the sizes. So the variety of the gears and the different sizes, these are to be manufactured, say, in one company. So and so, like, say, the here we have the variety as well as the volume, intermediate volume and variety. So to deal with this kind of the requirements, organizations come with the combined layout where the facilities will be arranged in such a way, like say initially in the casting section the blanks are produced, then these are say forged. So different casting facilities, whatever types of the gears are to be produced, their blanks will be produced in this section. So this basically belongs to the process layout arrangement. And then after casting these blanks, these need to be forged. So different forging machines will be there in the next section. All these forging machines will be used for giving the approximate shape to the different types of the gears which are to be produced. So after casting, it is to be moved in the forging section. After forging, say it is to be uh, processed by hobbing, machining. So different hobbing machines. After hobbing, say the heat treatment is done. So the different heat treatment furnaces are there, like the case hardening, carburizing, nitriding, etc., whatever is to be done. After heat treatment, again say gear finishing is needed. So the finishing machines are there. So whatever types of the gears are to be produced, first the blanks will be produced, then they will be forged, then they will be hobbed, then they will be given the heat treatment, then they will be giving the finishing, and then like this dispatching. So here if we see, there are different sections. And each will be accommodating the different facilities of the same type. So this is like say the process according to the process layout, and after performing the one type of the uh, operation, the material is moved in forward direction, like say this. After the casting, it will be forged, then it will be hobbed, then heat treated, like this. So this is the kind of setup where it which combines the features of the process layout and the product layout both, and this kind of the arrangement will help in dealing with the production of the variety of jobs and the moderate volume. So this is the typical feature of the combination layout. Now we will be looking the features of the fixed layout. In case of the fixed layout, there is no specific arrangement of machines. Basically, in this case, a major, you can say a major part, component, or the material, its location is fixed, and then all machines, labor, material are brought close to it, and they will be processed. They will be working on this major part. The major part or component is processed using the different machines, materials, and the labor, and at the end we get the output. So here like in case of the road construction, what we do, the material is brought, labor is brought, and all machines are brought in, and then the road is constructed, and at the end we get the road. So close to the location or the plant, we bring in all the man, material, machine, and the work is done, and the output we get the product. Similarly, like in construction, in ship industry, like there is a shipyard. So, one major part is there where all the materials, one major material is there, and all the labor, the machines, the tools, the equipments are brought in, and they will be welding, fabricating, inspecting, and painting. Everything is done on it, and after processing, as a result, we get the ship. So, all heavy structures are developed and made using this kind of layout where the man, material, machines, all equipments needed for production are brought in close to a particular location. They will be working on that, and the as a output we get some kind of the product or some kind of the thing which is constructed. Like same thing is done in house building, road construction, the similar kind of the arrangement is used. In this case, the good part is that there is no investment as far as the layout is concerned, and whatever the workers will be working, they gain a lot through the experience, and there is a feeling of the achievement through the development, because individual workers will be doing on such kind of the things, and all those will be having the feeling of accomplishment of something. So, investment is limited, and they gain experience and expertise, and they feel pride in realizing something in this kind of layout. Now, if we see the process layout, as far as the investment is concerned, investment is moderate, but the volumes which it can produce is also very limited. On the other hand, the product layout is used for very high volumes and very limited variety, but the investment is very high. And on the other hand, the cellular layout or the combination layout, which combines the advantage of both process and product layout, in that case what we will notice that the moderate variety and moderate volumes both are realized. So, if we see in terms of the total cost which comes out from the process layout and the product layout. So, the as far as the initial cost and the variable cost, like for process layout, say the fixed cost is less, but the variable cost is high. So, total cost will come like this. So, this is the case of the say process layout. Here we have volume and here we have the cost. So, this is the fixed cost for FC for process layout. The fixed cost for product layout is very high, but the variable cost is limited like this. Variable cost is limited. So, this is coming like for product layout. So, the number of units, if we see, if we have one, like if we see the revenues where the sale price into the volume or the number of units which is sold, then that will be simply one straight line like this. This is the revenue line. So, the revenue line, if we see where the revenue line is cutting, revenue line in case of the product layout is coming here, and the revenue line for process layout is cutting here. So, for this particular situation, the fixed layout, the volume for fixed layout, volume for the product layout is less and volume for the process layout is high for this particular situation. When we consider that the fixed cost for the product layout is high, but the variable cost is very, very low. Mostly what we observe that the fixed cost for process layout is very less and variable cost goes in like this. While in case of the product layout, so this is the case of like say the process layout, total cost for process layout. If we consider the product layout, fixed cost if very, very high, in that case the total cost line will be coming like this, TC, total cost line for product layout. So, if we see for the same number of units to be produced, the total cost for process layout is this and product cost is this. So, the the total cost for product layout is very high as compared to that for the process layout. So, likewise what we will see, the number of units, as the number of units increase, this difference of the total cost in process layout, difference of the total cost for the same volume of the number of units in case of the process layout and the product layout, that will be reducing. And what we will notice, for very high volumes, only the total cost for the product layout will be justified over the process layout. So, normally what we see, for the low volumes the process layout is justified, while for high volumes product layout is justified because it yields the lower cost for a given volume. Now, here I will summarize this presentation. In this presentation, basically I have talked about the three types of the layouts and their features, like the product layout, the combination layout and the fixed layout. The product layout is suitable for high volume production and the limited variety products, while process layout is suitable for the limited volume and the high variety products. Thank you for your attention.
Now I'm going to screen another video which is going to be deal about distance. Now I'm going to screen another interesting video which is going to be deal to talk on in practically how they are manufacturing cars with the help of robots. Now we'll see that video.
ஓகே. இங்கதான் இருக்காரு.
இருக்கிற பட்சம் பார்த்தவனே இது வேற. மன்னிச்சிருங்க மாப்பிள.
ஏசி ஆன் ஆனா ரூம் ஹாட்டா? அர்பன் கம்பெனியை கூப்பிடுங்கள். பவர்ஜி டெக்னாலஜியால் ஏசியை உள்ளிருந்து சுத்தம் செய்யுங்கள் மற்றும் 2 மடங்கு வேக கூலிங் பெறுங்கள். அர்பன் கம்பெனி ஏசி சர்வீசிங். டவுன்லோட் தி ஆப்.
Now, in this video, we have seen that in detail about multiple components. Like the car was a physical form of product, a physical form of product which was moved from one section to another section. Whereas in the same point of that, when the machinery was moving from one particular department to another department, many other machines were involved. Like robots were a very popular role and important role. It has been taken care, and other departments also by using the mechanism and by using the robots, and they are easy to transfer by the products to the directly to the robo, and robo was taking and everywhere which is going to be directly involvement of the mechanical system to fixing of the machinery. Now, so far we have seen that in the entire processes and the most of the role which was performed by robots only, the humans interference is going to be very, very less. And also by using these robots, what will happen? You will be getting the perfection of work, and as well as you can able to save the time factor also. Okay, we'll continue that. So this is what I told you. The product will move from one section to another section by with the help of a thread mill. So here the product is moving from one place to another place, but some companies what they will do in practically, the employees will come and they will do all fictions or any kind of some sort of they will try to identify the defects or any errors were there, and manually they will verify. But here nothing is happened because they trust the robots will never do mistake. Now you just see with the humans are now they are involving. I think so far designing aspects only, which was completely taken care of by the robots. Now the manually the seat fixing, glasses, they are planning to do with manually. See how smoothly they are doing the work. Very smart. In India, they will carry the seats and they are going to be fixed. But here, everything with the help of robots. Axles. So we have seen that in this video, the manufacturing of BMW car was really good. This is just like in practically how they were manufacturing products with the help of robots and who are all involved, how effectively they were doing. We can see all the elements are here. Okay, we'll continue our session. Now we'll continue and to talk on the group technology. So far we have seen a lecture presentation on product process layout group technology. Now in continuation that we are talking about group technology, or very popularly which is going to be called as cellular layout. So what's going on in the group technology, how we can able to call it or we are naming as a group technology. The first foremost step in the group technology is mother product. And here the mother product which is going to be containing an ancillary part, whereas this ancillary part will be suitable for any other component. With the help of any other components, are related to the family components or related to the particular group. With the help of that, the group technology can be used more effectively. Instead of explaining this group technology, I can show you one image. By seeing that, you will be able to understand. And each and every house, we can able to find out these kind of screwdrivers. This is going to be called as a portable. Now, this is going to be like a mother one, group head. Now, here this is an auxiliary part. Now, you can able to change this part and you can able to use this for multiple purposes. Now, here we can find out apart from this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5 different models, 5 different kinds of instruments were available. So with the help of this, what we can do, we can effectively using of the technology. Instead of buying 5 or 6 different kinds of screwdrivers, instead of that, you can only buy one screwdriver and where you can able to use by the other components. So in the point of a group technology, which is also talking about like the first step is to determine the component families are by the group. So in this screwdriver, we have to know that all these screws and as well as the head component, which is going to belongs to the one particular family or one particular group. And second thing is, by using this group technology, you can able to effectively using of the products. And that will be giving that optimum utilization or to convert your efficiency to as a products. Now, after seeing this image, the next one, what kind of advantages we are able to get with the help of the group technology? Even the present days also we are seeing. Here I have presented one more example like a, what is this, any idea? What is this image? Any guess? You know very well. What is that? Okay, that is multi-purpose charger, as you know, but you are not revealed. Okay, in the purpose of the multi-purpose charger, while you are traveling by car, so sometimes your friends or your guests or somebody may sit and they want to charge their mobile phone. So by the time you need not to search for the fresh charger. So the one single charger where we can able to find out by the multiple instruments of the output. So which one is going to be suitable for your mobile, whether it is C type or pin type, small pin or big pin. So which is going to have by the all the facilities. At the same time, simultaneously, you can recharge more than 6 mobiles also at a time. Now, what kind of advantages you will be getting by using this group technology? So, in the group technology, all the components are having a standardization and as well as by the rationalization. Now, you can able to find out here the screwdriver where this is going to be as a standardizing one. Whereas in the multiple charger also, the component is going to be a standardizing one. While you are using by the standardized version of the product and as well as rationalization. Here all the screws are going to be called or considerable as a rationalization. Whereas here also all these elements of charger points are going to be called as a rationalizing one. So here the standardization and as well as rationalization components also whereas involved in the group technology. Second thing is reliability. How we can rely or trust about this group technology. because the reliability of the group technology is group technology which is not at all using with the help of a big machineries. So what we are doing is where which is going to be satisfying by carrying machineries like laptop, mobile phone, or projectors, whatever you are going to, you can able to carry those kind of machines. Purpose only you can able to use by this kind of group technology, and that also will be helpful for you if in case initial stage of your experiment was done, something was wrong, it won't be have much more damage also. Third one, effective machine operations and productivity. So all the time we are using or working with n number of machines. While you are working with n number of machines, and the machine which is going to be have n number of tasks also we are giving to that. So by having this one machine, what will happen? A to Z, A to Z, all the products can be performed by a single machinery. So it won't be have any problem for us to buy another machinery. Some other employees we need to be deputed for that to handle or to taking care of that. So these kind of things have to be not much more important, not much more required. Fourth point, customer services. So we are using by the a group technology so that customer also what he will think like, okay, I can able to buy this product because of by buying this product, it can be satisfy all my needs. And also I'm spending one-time investment, which is going to have by the multiple futures. So nowadays, the economic buyer who is going to be think about a rationality, who is going to be think about as per their budget, they want to fulfill by the multiple needs, and these kind of people will be highly appreciated and they will be conveying their regards and happiness about to buying of these kind of products, because these products will be satisfying all your needs. It is just like one point stop, one point stop. Whereas in future also any needs comes and these existing product can be fulfill all your needs. So that kind of technology can be used by the buyers. Now those things also will be considered by the manufacturers before manufacturing of the product. So every time only the only we can do any modification, any changes or similarity was there. For example, we can find out roti, chapati, parota. So these are very common food for everybody. Now roti related one separate mission, chapati related one separate mission, parota related one separate mission is not at all required. So these are commonality of the aspects. Now relatively, can I able to produce any machinery? Yes, you can produce and you can sold in the market also, will be having by high rationality of the demand for those products also. Now by having the group technology, what kind of other benefits you will be getting? Of course these are not by the direct benefits, which is going to be involving like a indirectly. It won't give any kind of direct benefit, not much more also, but by following this your certain works will be decreased, paperwork will reduce. So paperwork means you are going to buy, you are planning to buy 5-6 machines, instead of that you are going to buy only by the one machine. So ultimately rest of 4 machines relatively whatever your requirements, your budget, all etc, your time will be saving. That is one benefit indirectly. And also work in progress and work movement. So even though if in case the component was not working properly, which is going to be easily available in the market, so that you can able to replace it and you can use it. If not, you can able to use by the other components and you can run your machineries. So multiple things can be using. You can take an example like Again, old example, mobile charger. So once upon a time, we are having a mobile charger, and then extra battery we can buy, and battery alone we can charge. And later that we are having power bank. In future, we are going to see multiple things. So one time, if we are having a power bank with you, at a time, 6 mobiles you can able to charge it. So like that, which is going to be complete depending on the capacity of the power bank. So here also the group technology, we need to be see how effectively, which is indirectly minimizing your work efficiency. When you talk about the limitations of the group technology, which is generally having a complex, because we are designing about multiple products we are going to be manufacturing with the help of by the one technology. Whereas, is it possible for that? So what kind of meaningful cells we are going to be add? What kind of other components we can admit it? So all these things will be thinking, will be add up by the group technology. But anyway, here group technology relatively, we are having a small AV also. So this will be talking about a brief presentation on what is group technology. Instead of that, I can screen you another video, which is going to be like a in practical we are using. Just a minute.
Get flat ₹100 off on Urban Company AC servicing. Seal ends today. Book now. दोस्तों एक स्टडी के अकॉर्डिंग मुझे पता चला कि हम इंडियंस अपनी मील्स बना लेते हैं हर हफ्ते।
I think this is in Hindi. You just see that images.
क्योंकि टेस्टी फूड की लिस्ट में हमारा देश टॉप 10 कंट्रीज में से है। लेकिन आज की इस वीडियो में आप कुछ ऐसे गैजेट्स देखने वाले हैं जो कि आपके कुकिंग टाइम को और हमारे फूड को और भी ज्यादा टेस्टी बना देंगे। तो फिर चलिए जल्दी से वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। बट क्या आप मुझे कमेंट में अपनी फेवरेट डिश का नाम बता सकते हैं, क्योंकि मेरी इश्यूज तो देखने को मिल ही जाएंगे जो कि कई बार हमारे अच्छी भली भूख के मूड को।
Sorry, not this video. Just a minute. Just a minute.
दोस्तों जैसा कि आपको पता है कि न्यू टेक गैजेट चेक कर लीजिए और बेल आइकन को भी दबा दीजिएगा ताकि आपके लिए नंबर 9 मैस्टर बॉक्स। दोस्तों आपने प्रेजेंटेशन वगैरह अगर कभी दी होंगी प्रोजेक्टर पर तो उसे कंट्रोल करने के लिए आपके हाथों में एक छोटा सा रिमोट कंट्रोल होता है।
Welcome to the Spark family possess similar design or advantage of the similarities in design and production. Here's
Okay, we'll see that a brief presentation on group technology.
Hello everyone. Our today's topic in CAD/CAM is group activity. Okay, and we can reduce the lead times, setup times. There are many advantages related. If you talk about the basic advantages of this particular group technology, mainly our focus is to improve the productivity. Productivity has to be improved, and in process inventory costs should also come down. Okay, mainly if you talk about, and for example, we'll try to talk about the advantages followed by the applications and how to implement group technology. Okay, in a sequential order, I'll try to explain each and every point. Just try to focus. Okay, firstly, whenever you talk about any of the system existing in any of the organization, what are its goals? That is more important. Okay, group, what is the goal of a group technology? To improve maybe manufacturing lead time. If you would like to reduce the manufacturing lead time, that is your first goal. Okay, similarly reducing work in process, they're all the goals related. Reduce setup time, reduce tooling time, and fixtures time. All these are the things need to be noted. Okay, now in general group technology is nothing but the manufacturing sequence. It is a manufacturing sequence where similar parts are identified. GT, I'll just make a point here. GT is nothing but manufacturing philosophy what we call, it is a manufacturing philosophy in which similar parts are identified and grouped. Similarities, just by looking at the part similarities. So part similarities, we can group them, or we can identify them. Okay, we'll try to identify based on these similarities. Okay, for the design and the production sequences, this process can also be in this particular process, not only this particular part similarities, by looking at the manufacturing sequence also we can group the parts. Okay, by manufacturing sequence.
Hello, welcome to the postgraduate program in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning offered by the University of Texas at Austin in collaboration with Great Learning.
By manufacturing sequence also you can group the parts. Now this will help you for further processing of the production. Okay, similar parts are arranged in part families. Now if there is some similarity in parts, that will try to arrange in part families. And those part families are identified with some coding system. Under these part families you might have different individual parts or a specific file, part file. Okay, even that is identified with a coding system. Now how to give coding to a specific part, that we'll discuss in our further discussion. More or less this is the thing. It is a manufacturing philosophy, that what you call. Okay, to identify similar parts and group them together and give them a code, whether it is a part family or it is a part, simple part. Okay, now how you implement group technology. The first point to be noted, whenever we talk about group technology, we need to talk about the implementation of group technology. Implementation of GT, group technology. Now this can be done by two major tasks, what you call identifying part families and rearranging product machine into cells. That are the 3 points need to be noted. Number one, identifying part families, you can call it as identifying part families. Number two is rearranging production machine into cells. Production machine into cells. Okay, identifying part family, this again the way I have said, it all depends on the coding. Okay, so for example, we make consider some 10,000 different parts. Reviewing all the part drawing, grouping all the part families in a substantial task consumes significant enough time. For example, that many number. For example, we have some 10,000 different parts which need to be identified all the time is not possible. It will take more time. Okay, enough time to do so. So each and every part is identified with respect to their coding.
हेलो सुनो, लेट हो गया, डिनर ऑर्डर कर लूं क्या? बाहर से क्यों मंगाना है?
Other than this, rearranging production. Okay, maybe this is also time consuming and costly at the same time. Both of them, time consuming and costly. Maybe rearranging the machine in a shop floor may also take much time consuming as well as cost effective. Okay, time consuming and cost effective. So that is the reason most of the small scale industries will not afford to implement group technology in the firm. So here the thing is time consuming, cost effectiveness. Still we can implement it, but the thing is it will take it costs more. Okay, if you talk about the benefits also, if you talk about the benefits of group technology, if you take, now main aim is to increase the productivity. Okay, here to firstly the main aim of group technology is productivity improvement. Productivity improvement is the first task. Okay, and lead times, reduce lead times. Okay, setup times maybe. Okay, this also comes under goals of that particular term group technology, the main goals or benefits. Okay, you can call it as goals also. Productivity improvement, lead time improvement. Okay, reduce manufacturing lead time. Okay, manufacturing lead time, nothing but total time, call it as total time, can easily be reduced by using group technology. Okay, so that we can dispatch the required product to the customer. Okay, and work in process, we need to reduce work in process also. Now other words, we can reduce, in process from machine to machine, what are the process going on until it reach the assembly region. So in process, in between, we can reduce the time, and we can improve the scheduling also. We can improve the scheduling of that. Now improving scheduling, nothing but taking similar products and process them in same system. Okay, similar products and process them in the same system. process in same system. This is the meaning of this particular scheduling. Similarly, reduce setup time, reduce tooling time. Okay, this is which is a very much important task. With this, like I just mentioned here, reduce setup time.
I'm a designer, and I use Fusion 360.
And maybe reduce tooling time. Okay, with this what happens, if the tooling time comes down, obviously the production rate will increase and production time will also come down. Similarly, setup time, okay, tooling time, then scheduling, work in process, and total time of the product, okay, all leads to productivity improvement. Fine. These are all the times points need to be noted carefully, which will help you out. Okay, in general practice, this particular group technology, what we are talking about, will help in many ways. Okay, in these many ways. Okay, other than this, how to implement group technology in the firm? What are all the changes that we could see in a manufacturing industry with the implementation of group technology? With the implementation of this particular group technology, complete layout of shop floor will change. Okay, if you look at, we'll try to focus on two different flow charts, all the shop floor layouts. Okay, I'll name it as process layout. First one, I'll just name it as process layout. Secondly, I'll name it as group technology layout, or else group technology process layout. Okay, means this before group technology we used to have only process layout. Okay, so how the shop floor used to be in those days, like for example, if you consider the complete space of shop floor, this has the complete space of shop floor where you need to place all your machines for a specific work to perform. Okay, under this, now we have different departments. Maybe the departments are arranged something like this with some cabinets. All right, something like this, partitioned. And under this, if you could see, first one, let us call it as lathe, milling, and maybe drilling, grinding. Okay, a sub-assembly zone and a main assembly. Okay, these are the different departments, and here in this case,
मेरी बच्ची को बचाने में मेरी मदद कीजिए प्लीज, जिंदगी भर आपको दुआएं दूंगी, मेरी बच्ची को बचा लीजिए प्लीज। ये मेरी बेटी है ताहा, उसे डॉक्टर ने कैंसर बोला है, उसको हार्ट में ट्रांसप्लांट करवाना है, मेरी मदद कीजिए, मेरी बच्ची को बचा लीजिए। मेरे हमारी इतनी हैसियत नहीं है, इतना खर्चा उठाने की, मजदूरी करते हैं।
Okay, guys. Anyway, I will share you that other details also in our WhatsApp group. If you are interested to continue to see this video,